Good morning, guys. This is Rebecca again. Thank you for joining. As you may have seen on my last video, I have been in a planner conundrum for 2018, but I'm excited to tell you that I went and ordered a planner through Agendio.com. I've mentioned them previously because they have customizable planners as well as inserts. The version that I chose to customize is a journal size version. Before I start, I want to show you a comparison size-wise to some of the other planners that I've used or featured previously on my channel. So I'm going to start with the Hobonichi Weeks. So it is just slightly longer. Okay. Here is the B6 size Franklin planner with a cover. If I go all the way to the rings. My Agendio Campagna in personal size. The A5 Giglio Hobonichi. I'll put this on top. And a Erin Condren spiral bound. Again, this is the junior size, or not junior, journal size. Okay, now that we got the size comparisons out of the way, I will leave a link below to the Agendio.com website where you can check out the variety of choices you have. You can customize the planner pretty much a gazillion ways, and I chose the journal size because I wanted it to be compact enough to fit in my handbag when out, but not be cumbersome when trying to pull it out to look at my planner at the dentist, for example. You can choose from a variety of different covers. I went with a fun color, but a basic non-patterned cover so that I could add a sticker or something of that nature, but keep it fun but professional looking at the same time. On this side, I just put a piece of cardstock because I am going to put a list of my husband's days off. I've already highlighted and colorized holidays, etc. on this sheet so that I can plan for long weekends, etc. Taking my vacation based on that, etc. So that's going to go there, but I didn't want you to think that that was something that came with the planner. So I just set that aside for now. The sticker of my name was something that was not included, pardon me, but I added it, and I've covered up my phone number. And then it starts off with a 2018 and 2019 year at a glance. I've already highlighted some those days off for my husband as well, but I intend to further mark this up to track vacation days, etc. On it. Then comes the monthly pages. Now, as I've mentioned a couple of times, this planner is completely customizable, so I'm going to point out some different fields. Number one, the tabs at the can be a different color for each month or all the same color. It doesn't have to be changing every month. Also, you can have them in caps or abbreviated, etc. There are a couple of choices, but because the tabs I chose were in capitalized letters, I went ahead and chose the words that I use to customize it to be in caps as well, so that there was some continuity throughout the planner. Some of the fields that I chose, for example, you can choose to have it start on a Monday. You can choose to have the weekends shaded. There are some floater boxes at the bottom that like default to previous month and next month, little graph of a calendar, or a image of a calendar for the previous month and the future month. And then you would have some empty boxes here. Those are the defaults, but you can customize them. And as you can see here, I chose to track these as boxes that I could fill out. So I put vacation total, my savings total that I've accumulated for the month, take my monthly measurements, what book I'm reading for the month, and then over to the right, I customize this as well. This is called a divisible or a divisor. And I chose to divide it. I mean, you could have lines here or check boxes, etc. But I chose to mark it as team stats so that I could put my weekly accomplishments for work into that. And then what my focus is on the month. I also was able to put in holidays, events, birthdays, etc. So I've got family members' birthdays, I've got holidays, grandchildren's birthdays, etc. On the next page, this is called the life balance page. I didn't actually make any changes on this. To be honest, I didn't realize I could make changes until after I saw a video, but like I mentioned before, pretty much everything is customizable. So if you don't want to put family, you could use something else that you want to track, but what it says is what I'm doing well, what I want to change, and my goals for the month. And then there are different sections. So I've got me, family, health and fitness, job, career, relationship, intellectual, and spiritual. I really like that. So had I had the option to change it, I don't know that I would have, because I think it's well laid out. This is called the monthly habit tracker, and I chose to have this page as the opposite of the life balance. It is pretty much like a weekly tracker, but in a monthly view. So I have my things that I do every morning listed here. And what I intend to do is put a little clip at the bottom of the page that that attaches to the current week, so that when I am on my current week and I need to do my habit tracker, the page will be marked and I can just flip to it. The next page is the first week. I had mine start on Monday, January 1st. I really wish I had started sooner, because I really want to jump into this already. As you can tell, I've already filled out some of the items that you can customize. I chose a weekly format because I like to see my week at a view, or a week at a glance. And, pretty much all these fields are customizable, such as tasks. You could write to-dos, or kids, or something else. It doesn't have to be the word tasks. This section is another divisor or divisible that I chose to customize. So I shaded these two areas as follow-up and projects. My to-dos for the week, whether they are date related, so the tasks I put on the date itself. And then I put this field here to have 5 blocks, because Monday through Friday I'd like to read from the Bible. So I would like to put what chapter of the Bible I'm reading on there. And then there are spaces for you in the customization where you can enter in recurring tasks. So for example, on Mondays I always do my team stats. Daily I do the habit tracker. On Tuesdays I put the cans to the curb for trash collection, etc. So you can choose what is displayed in your task spot. This is where events are displayed. So below here is holidays and birthdays. Sorry, that was my computer going to sleep. And that continues throughout the month. So for example, every 2 weeks I want to catch up with attendance for work, etc. So I love that, so that I don't have to actually write those in. Now the tab color that I chose for January, as you notice, is in blue. So the weekly view is in blue with a light shaded blue. February is in pink, and I chose that color because of Valentine's Day. And so the colors are in a light pink. As you notice, I've kind of done some decoration that obviously wasn't included. But the following pages are also in a pink. Sorry about the shadows. It is early morning and the sun hasn't quite come out all the way yet. I'm going to bring the planner up just a little bit closer so you can kind of get a closer view of those tasks. I did put in the hourly with the half-hour increments. And let's look at the right side. And then we have March. So I'm not going to go through every month, but here is green for St. Patrick's Day for March. And then the darker green in the weekly view. I love the April. It's in yellow with a much brighter weekly 4 color. I love that. May is in purple with a lilac, or it could be lilac. And then June is another lighter purple, or a different color purple. Looks kind of plum. July is another blue for like red, white, and blue. Almost looks black here. Okay, so let's flip to December, which is in red. And then we'll go to this final 2 sections. So the last 2 tabs are called House and Track. If you've seen my videos before, you'll know that I have a household maintenance book right here that I've featured, which has maintenance items that I need to do every month for my home. So I intend to fill these sections out. So I have January, February, March. I broke it up into quarters. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, with an empty field at the end of each quarter where I can add additional household maintenance items that I need to focus on. On the back side, I chose to have a graph, and I labeled it Weight Loss Journey so that I can chart my weight loss for 2018. I made the final page a financial tracker. It is a yearly tracker, and I just marked my the 1st and the 15th. You'll see there's a column here that says 15th. That is the 15th bills and the 1st bills, and I intend to write the amount, and I usually use this type of stamp to exit out when it has cleared my bank. And then the last, or the back side of that page, is just a note page. I could have added additional note paper. I just chose not to because I don't tend to write notes in my planner. What I do is I use a separate notebook because usually when I'm writing meeting notes, etc., I don't need to keep them for a long term. So I don't want them to take up space in my planner. I did choose to add it's kind of like a coated pocket with, it's a smooth coated pocket. The pocket is on both sides where I can add in bits of paper or appointment cards, etc. The back side, and it has a plastic cover. I've already gotten it dusty. Plastic cover on the front and the back. So this is the back side version and the front version. So there are 2 plastic covers that cover your heavier cardstock. And with the cover, I feel that it's pretty well protected. I intend to use a friction pen, and of course it has disappeared while oh, here it is. And I intend to hold it in my spiral bound as such, and it stayed in my purse all night and didn't budge. I went out with it. It never left the rings. And I don't know yet if I will use a band, but that is an option. If you choose to have it, there is an option to purchase a band that will close it. But I do have a band that I can use. I have a variety of them, and I might have a highlighter added to this, but I haven't decided. So I really, really love that, number one, I can see my week at a glance. I've got all my to-dos. The spaces here are a little over an inch wide. And I'm going to show you measurements. So the weekly column is a little more than an inch wide. The right side is about 2 1/4, maybe a little less. And let me flip this over. And a little more than an inch on this side as well. Now, if you don't account for the boxes, sorry, I should move that up. If you don't count for the boxes, it's an inch wide. If you do, it's a little more than an inch. I think that's plenty of space. What I also like is that there's enough space for you to put in weather, steps, anything else that you might track on a regular basis. Additional friends' birthdays. I just put family birthdays, but you know, if you want to put all-day events up here as well, like, you know, if you're going out of town or vacation, and stretch it across, etc. There are those options for spanning something that takes up more than one day. In your selection process, when you're choosing your weeks, you can also do weekly view, daily view. You can also just buy a monthly calendar. I mean, there's just so many options with Agendio. It's just phenomenal. And I love all the new features. Oh, let me tell you about the shipping. Okay, it came in a box. This was wrapped in plastic, but the way that it was secured was the plastic wrapping was around the planner, then the plastic wrapping was folded on either side, like folded toward each other, kind of like a gift, so that this spanned out, and then these two sides were attached to the box that it shipped in. So this didn't move around in the box. The box was also folded so that the edges never got crushed by them. I thought that was phenomenal packaging. It protected the planner, and in no time did it ever get crushed or pushed around or moved or bent or anything like that. I absolutely appreciated the packaging of it. It was a lot more compact than I thought it would be, and I am so glad that I chose this version. Now, there are the option to just get planner inserts where they're ring bound, so you can get Franklin planner, you can get personal size planners, you can get A5 inserts, etc. Those are all where they're already pre-punched for you. There's also a leatherette style cover. It has the rings, they're not exposed. The leatherette covers the spiral bound, but they are the double spirals. I'm not sure how to call that, what to call those. Oh, and I also wanted to compare it, this planner, to the new Recollections mini size. So this is how much bigger the Recollections mini planner is to this journal size version. Not much bigger, meaning it is very portable to take with you in your purse. I absolutely love the size of this. So let me know what you think. I'd love to see if you go and order an Agendio as well, what you end up deciding on your customization. So feel free to tag me in your video if you make one as well. And look below for the link to the Agendio site in my description so that you can take a look and plan an Agendio planner for yourself. Take care. Hope you enjoy. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.